Good morning. Morning break. I'm Rob Patz, and this is a very special edition of the morning break. You know why it is a special edition, at least to me? This is going to be something new that we're going to do every year because, well, I'm committed to this now. So it is going to become an every year thing. And I've heard from some of you who've said, hey, listen, every once in a while, we'd love for you to do a show where it's just you and kind of you and I talking. And that was it was so cool today. And by the way, I just hit my mic. How neat is that? I got it on the app this morning. And to be honest with you, I was like contemplating, do I really want to do a show today? I don't have a guest. And this person wrote and said, hey, listen, every day you do a show, Monday through Wednesday, we do this show live. They said, you know what it feels like? It feels like friends talking. And it hit me that, you know what? I don't want to miss a day. If I can help it, I don't want to miss a day. Now there's some scheduling issues coming up where I'm not going to be able to be here on a normal day. And that's okay, because it happens. By the way, repping my Anthony Wayne Generals hoodie. I've got several of these. As I tell my niece, and my niece plays golf there. That's why I have a ton of Anthony Wayne stuff. But I told her, I said, I'm looking forward to next year. She heads off to Taylor University, and I get to change from blue to purple, and purple being one of the colors that I always have dug wearing purple, because being from Washington, University of Washington has their purple, and it's similar. Taylor's is a similar purple. Not exact, but it's very close. It's a shade. So they're all the same. So anyway, back to my story. And I wasn't going to do it. And then I thought, you know what? People actually watch and enjoy it. And it's sometimes fun just to do a show with just me. It's just you and I getting a chance to hang out and talk. We talk about some stuff that maybe we wouldn't talk about if we were doing a regular show where we've got a guest on. So today we're going to do that. And if you saw the title, it's called Christmas List. So we're going to talk about some Christmas items, a lot of Christmas stuff. We're going to do that coming up in this half hour. By the way, thanks to the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. Should be on your Christmas list. If you're doing a Christmas list this year for the holidays, you should have the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. 7 Weeks Coffee, you know, I was introduced about 9 months ago now to 7 Weeks Coffee, and it has been one of those things that if you are a coffee person like me, you love great coffee. You love just being able to enjoy a great cup of coffee, and these folks do it so fantastic. 7 Weeks Coffee, they have different blends. And here's the thing though, and my wife suggested this, and because she asked me, she goes, so if we order coffee, and this was before we had a partnership with them, my wife was investigating them, which is what she does. And she goes, if I were to order coffee, which coffee would you get? And I said, well, dark roast. It's kind of my thing. I love a good dark roast coffee, just like anybody else. I love a good dark roast. Anyway, my wife says, no, I think I'm going to order a variety pack. My wife is brilliant, and we should all listen to our wives. If you have a wife, you should listen to your wife. It's going to be my theme of the day. So my wife gets this variety pack, and we get whole beans because, and if you watch the show, you realize that one of the reasons I get whole beans is because it makes me feel like I'm a part of the morning. I get to grind my coffee in the morning, which, by the way, it is better. And I realize not everybody has time to grind your own coffee, but if you do, man, make sure that you can do that in the morning. I get a fresh ground coffee every morning. Now, the neat thing is, if you don't like to do that, you can get the ground coffee, or if you're one of those people like me where certain days you just don't have time, you can get a K-Cup. So for the Keurig, you can get K-Cups, and it really is amazing. Now, we want you to add it to your Christmas list because 7 Weeks Coffee does so much to support great organizations that we here at Abundant TV support. And so that's what it is. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. Not if, it's when you order. We appreciate the great folks. 7 Weeks Coffee came along as a partner with us just about 9 months ago now. They partner with several programs on the Abundant TV network. And you're saying, Rob, I'm watching you on social media. What is the Abundant TV network? Well, I'm glad you asked. We are a linear based, app driven Christian television network. So you can check out programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some great shows on the network. Now, the reason why I picked today to do Christmas list and Christmas ideas is because tomorrow is December 4th is National Christmas List Day. So according to etiquette, and I didn't know there was etiquette on this, swear to you, had no clue that this actually was a thing. So according to etiquette from several sources, if you don't have a Christmas list to somebody by the 4th of December, you're just out of luck. That it's not proper to leave any less time than that for somebody to get you a gift. And so that's kind of the interesting thing. So today we're going to go over some ideas and things that might be on your list. They're on or on my list, and my list is really easy this year. Though it's never really ever hard. My list, I think, as we get older, and I don't know about you, but as I get older, my list gets easier. It's easier and easier to figure out my list. And so yeah, it's usually it's like it's into two categories. It's either stuff that I want for a lot of what we do here at Abundant TV, or that I do on other projects that I work on outside of that. So a lot of times it's gear that I get. This was actually my RE20 was a birthday gift a few years ago from my wife, and it was super cool. I also got a Roadcaster and all the stuff she gave me for my birthday that year, and it was super neat, and I appreciate that so much. Though the question was whether that was actually a birthday gift or a Christmas gift. I swear to you, we have pictures of it under the tree, but I believe it was my birthday gift that year. Don't know how there are pictures of it. It was unwrapped, so my guess is we were doing something and I slid them under there. I don't know. It could be that. But anyway, so tomorrow, National Christmas List Day. Santa needs to know. And so that's kind of it. So do you make, and that's going to be our question before we go to break. And this is something that's very interesting and is open for discussion today. So if you're watching us on the app, you can hit connect and talk to me there. If you're on social, hit me on our social media stuff and hit me with this. Do you still at your age create a Christmas list? Last night we were watching, Kristen and I, we watch YouTube a lot actually. And we were watching lists and things that had disappeared from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, things that we no longer do. One of those was the Sears catalog, was it the Dream Book or the Wish Book or whatever it was called. Um, and I have excuse me, I have great memories of doing that and like circling it. Did you ever do that? You ever circle like all this stuff in there and go, yeah, this is really cool, or whatever it was. And you put for me as an only child, I didn't have to put my initials. Kristen had to put her initials by it because she isn't an only child. And so, yeah, that was so did you look through catalogs? And if I remember right, JC Penney's used to put out, Penny's had a catalog too. Hey, quick look in on our my-snackies.com look in cam, and we are looking in at Telluride, Colorado. Right now there is ice on the live cam. They need to move their cam. My-snackies.com. See, they listen. Okay, I did not do that. I do not have control over that camera. That's Telluride. Have you ever been to Telluride? Telluride's a great place. Love Telluride. Breck, places that as that I would spend time at. So yes, a little interesting look. My snackies. Wow, now they're zooming in. The My Hyphen Snackies looking cam today in Telluride, Colorado. And it looks worse than it does here in Ohio. So we'll come back to that. We're going to do that during this hour or half hour that we have together here on the show. When we come back, we've got well, we're gonna talk about some ideas that are floating around for Christmas gifts. We're gonna do that after this.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Thanks to great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. Now, if you've not tried their coffee, you need to do it. It's really cool. It's great coffee, just delicious coffee. I can't think of starting my morning without my 7 Weeks Coffee. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. Got to slide back into the My Snackies look-in cam because they were doing something during the break. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. And we'll see. We'll go back over there. We'll see. We'll go back into the My Snackies. No, they're back. There were horses going downtown. How cool is that? I assume this is downtown Telluride. It looks like it to me, but again, it's one camera angle, and so super neat place. If you've not been to Telluride, you need to go check it out. It was always fun for me. And would I put that on my wish list? Would I put that on my Christmas wish list? I don't know. I don't know if I'd do that. My-snackies.com. Thanks for them and being a sponsor for our look-in cam as we look in at live webcams around the country. And theme so far, I swear to you, since we started this last Wednesday. So it's been a week of doing this. And the live cam has always been snow. There's always been snow. Yesterday we were Van Wert, Ohio, on top of the courthouse there. And they had really, it was terrible. Yesterday was a terrible day for weather here in Ohio. The whole state was under a weather watch, and accumulation 1 to 3 did not happen for us. We didn't have as much as they had said they were going to have, but we live up near Toledo, and so it was not as bad. There were other parts though of the state. It looked like a train wreck. And so anyway, so we're going to get to this Christmas list stuff, and kind of interesting for people over the age of 30, according to a study that is out, is they are looking at nostalgia, including aluminum trees coming back. Now they're a little different version of what we used to consider aluminum trees, I guess, in the 50s and 60s. But that's one thing. But the big thing, Ralph Lauren this year. Have you noticed that? Oh my word. Like my social media, if I'm Ralph Lauren's social media team, you guys have done like, and it's my thing. I am I'm a polo guy. I have a ton of polo stuff that I wear. I love it. Their suits and jackets and everything are amazing. Though I don't wear a suit or a jacket on this show. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we'll dress up, like really dress up, like anchor type dress up for one of these shows here during the holiday season. This is our Christmas list, things that make the list, and kind of some interesting things that are on the list. Google has a list out, and their top 5, which isn't surprising because it's Google, both for men and women this year, are tech items. And it's kind of interesting. The era of the whole, like, remember when the Stanley mugs and stuff was really hot? There wasn't on the list for either men or women were water bottle type things. And the interesting trend, and this trend, I think is kind of interesting. I'm going to plug this in here into what I was thinking is kids are going away from carrying a Stanley or anything like that back to water bottles. Saw this trend yesterday. We were going to talk. I was going to talk about it with Jody Powell, but we didn't get a chance to do that yesterday on the show. But yeah, it's so kind of interesting. Men's and women's items, top 5 on both sides are tech related. Interesting caveat for the men is at number 5 is a tech item, but it goes with cooking. And so there, I saw this. There it is. And I saw this while I was doing this. And so I wanted to come back. It is the My There we go. We're back. Don't know where everything went. We lost connection there. Our last looking on the My Snackies thing. Anyway, I have no idea what happened there. So, hey, it happened. Always interesting when you're doing live television platform that we use. So it was interesting. So anyway, but list stuff, and we're talking about the interesting thing with the fact that at least for men, everything was tech related. So for women too, top 5 for both sides, tech related. But interestingly enough, is for men the tech related thing that was cooking related with the app and the thermometer that you can put in and have a Bluetooth on it. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to hopefully work out all these little problems. We're going to get everything taken care of. We're going to come back. We've got more of our Christmas list. Hey, great folks at U.S. Christian Chamber of Commerce. They'll be with us next week. Crystal Parker is going to be on the show next week. We're going to talk about the U.S. Christian Chamber of Commerce, all kinds of neat stuff going on. And we are, as I said, having connectivity issues today between our server for this platform, which I'm using, and our app-driven platform. So interesting things happening. I have no idea why that is happening that way, but it does. And so, listen, I'm going to go through some of the list ideas. List ideas for people over 30. And these are the top 5 things for list for people over 30. Number 5 is clothes, which I was not shocked at. So number 5 is clothing. Number 4 is kitchen appliances.